Long ago, in a quiet Indian village, surrounded by rice fields and the shade of old banyan trees, there lived a boy named Raghav. He was the son of a poor potter. Their hut was small, their meals were simple, but Raghav's heart carried big dreams. One evening, sitting by the dim glow of a clay lamp, Raghav turned to his father and said, "Father, I want to do something great in life. But I am small, and our world is small. How can I leave my mark?" His father, wise with years of labor, smiled gently. He did not give a lecture. Instead, he walked to the corner, lifted an empty clay pot, and set it in front of Raghav. "Fill this pot with water from the river," he said. "When it is full, I will tell you how to reach greatness." Raghav was puzzled, but he trusted his father's words. The very next morning, Raghav ran to the river with a small cup. He scooped water, hurried back, and poured it into the large pot. He looked inside. The water barely covered the bottom. So he ran again, and again, and again. By noon he had made many trips, yet the pot still looked almost empty. Raghav wiped the sweat from his brow and muttered, "This will take forever. My little cup makes no difference." As he walked through the village, people laughed. "What are you doing, Raghav?" One man chuckled. "Carrying drops? That pot will never be full." Even his friends teased him. Raghav's heart grew heavy. The task seemed endless. That evening, he slumped before his father and said, "Father, I cannot do it. The pot is too big, my cup too small, and the days too short. It feels useless." His father looked at him kindly and replied, "My son, do not stare at the emptiness of the pot. Look instead at the drop you just poured. Each drop has value. Each one brings you closer to fullness. Great things are not built in a day, but in faithful steps, repeated again and again." The words sank deep into Raghav's heart. So Raghav decided to continue. Every morning, before the village awoke, he carried water from the river. Every evening after his chores, he carried more. The change was almost invisible. Yet drop by drop, the water rose. Quarter full, half full, 3/4. Still the villagers laughed. "Foolish boy," they said. "Why waste your strength on something so small? Go play, go rest, go dream instead." But Raghav no longer listened to their voices. He had learned to trust the quiet wisdom of steady work. One bright morning, Raghav filled his cup at the river and poured it into the pot. He leaned over, expecting to see the same slow progress. But this time, the water touched the brim. The next drop spilled over the edge. The pot overflowed. Raghav stepped back in awe. What had seemed impossible weeks ago was now complete. Not by magic, not by sudden strength, but by patient, faithful effort. He ran to his father and shouted, "It is full! The pot is full." His father lifted the pot, heavy with water, and smiled. "Yes, my son. And so it is with life. Greatness is not a single leap, but many small steps. The river does not carve the mountain in a day, but by drops over years. You have learned the secret. Be consistent, and nothing is impossible." From that day, Raghav carried the lesson into everything he did. When he learned to shape clay, he practiced day after day until his pots were strong and beautiful. When he worked in the fields, he tilled a little. Each day, until the harvest was rich. When he faced challenges, he remembered. One drop at a time. Years passed, and Raghav became known in the village not for sudden brilliance, but for steady, faithful hands. Whatever he began, he finished. And long after his father was gone, people remembered him as the man who never gave up, the man who filled the pot. Now pause and ask yourself, what pot am I trying to fill in my own life? Have I stopped because the progress seemed too slow? What might happen if I simply keep adding, one drop at a time? Remember this truth. A single drop may look weak, but 1,000 drops can overflow the pot. Consistency, not speed, is the true key to greatness. Greatness is built by small efforts repeated with faith. Be consistent, for every drop counts.